and Mila asked us, how did we start working together? And so
that's a good one.
It was 3 years ago now, and it was in Lindale Park, which is a beautiful historic neighborhood on the other side of I-45. So it's on the east side of I-45.
It's a stone's throw away.
It is. It is probably, if we jogged to the old location, it'd be less than a mile.
Yeah, we wouldn't be winded.
We would not. Well, I haven't worked out in a while.
You've been working out.
I have been working out. You're right. I can't say that anymore. So we could definitely run there with not being too winded. And I was running the show over there. It was a very different time, a very different space, a very different business. But to tell this story, I think Joel has the best perspective because it's more about a story of him making it happen. I had very little to do. I did not recruit him. I did not find him.
I found the gym.
He made it as easy on me as possible. So, Joel, how did it come to be that we started to work together?
Well, without all the other nonsense, I saw that on Instagram you had posted hiring on the Black Wolf CrossFit Instagram page. And before that, the last time I had seen you was for a free week in November of 2015, which prompted me to get my L1 because I got my ass kicked on that week of CrossFit. And I didn't know how CrossFit worked because I remember one of the days I showed up twice. And one day I was like, oh, it's the same workout all day. I didn't know that's how CrossFit worked. Because, different people, different groups of classes, different hours. People got to do things different times of day, yada, yada, yada. So after that week, I was like, man, I got to get into this. So I got my L1. I did it backwards. Some people just like do CrossFit first.
You did. You really did.
I went all backwards. And then from there, months passed by. I shouted at it in the gym. And then I saw you had posted the hiring. And I was like, oh, let me go over here. Maybe he remembers me. Fun fact, my first impression of Ben, wow, this guy's a dick. But I will say I was late on my first day. So I was like, that's probably why. So there's that. I had missed my exit, showed up late. Ben was sitting against the wall, gave me that look like this motherfucker walking in here late. And I'm like, what do I do? And I'm like, oh, go do this. I'm like, oh, this guy's a dick. But I understand that I was late, so my fault. Anyways.
And I was probably a dick.
Probably.
And I was probably
in a bad.
Sure, should have been on time. But I think late.
It was for 5 a.m. too.
Responses to late people is something that I've somewhat improved on. Not completely. So don't get your hopes up. I'm not happy you're late, but now being actually mad that you're late. I've lost hope, but I let it come across as, hey, traffic happens, things happen. Yeah. It's harder to understand why you're late at 5 a.m. or late at 6 a.m., but there's no reason to get mad because what's going to change? I'm going to let you work out. And so as long as you're not chronically late, we're good. But back then I could guarantee I was an asshole.
We'll say we have a good system starting to come about lateness though. If you miss the warm up, you miss the class.
That's true.
You miss the warm up, you miss the class. Remember that, folks. But moving on, so I saw the interview, I saw the post, and I was like, oh, I emailed you. I remember that I emailed you. I didn't shoot a text, even though I did have your number because I wrote it down when I stopped by and discovered it after going to a restaurant. I saw there were cars. It was late at night. I saw the big blue strip in the wall. Remember the blue wall ball stripe?
Yeah.
Like, what is this place? Is this one of those CrossFit things?
That blue is called Clipper Ship Blue.
Clipper Ship Blue.
Clipper Ship Blue. Still remember getting that from Lowe's, I believe.
Might bring it back. Bring it back on the wall. You never know. But from there, I came and interviewed you. I sent you an email. You shot me an email back. You invited me over, and then I showed up on the motorcycle.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep.
Probably got some douchebag points from the jump.
You're a real badass.
Oh, who's this guy coming in here with this motorcycle and his steel-toe boots? Right after work. From there, we went through the question process. What are the interests? What do you want to get into? What are you into now? And then from there, it was just showing up one class. You gave me a class at a time. And my first solo class was the Thursday morning.
Yep.
Back then, we were doing raw mods right after the workouts.
Which we've said this in previous podcasts. Joel was thrown in too early, but he was forged through the fire of hate and vitriol from unaccepting athletes, and now that's why he's such a great coach.
Yeah, like when they do them shows, it's medieval times. You got that. The what's his name?
Oh, God, I don't know where you going with this. Hold on,
what's the damn person that messes with the steel? I can't believe I forgot this.
The blacksmith.
The blacksmith. Blacksmith. They're beating on that sword, beating on it, and just beating the.
Those were the athletes on Joel.
Yeah, that was the yeah. So everyone else was the blacksmith. I was the sword being forged.
But look at him now.
But look at me now. Okay, I was real timid and shy and always always nervous and 3, 2, 1, go. Now I'm yelling and whatnot.
And
yeah,
whatnot.
Yeah, back then Aurelia was leaving.
Yep.
Adriana was leaving.
Yep.
So it was just Ben and I.
Yep.
Ben and
No.
I. And Nicole. And
I'll
Nicole
say
too. Nicole too,
don't sell her.
Yeah.
It's fun to sell her short, but don't sell her short.
No, Nicole was there as well. Actually, when I came back, Nicole was there just working out. She wasn't a coach yet.
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't.
It was that summer.
Yeah,
it was after Adriana left. Was that the same year she left, or did Adriana leave a year later?
Summer 16.
Did you do a summer program? Did you do any kids?
No.
Okay, then it must have been that summer. Because summer she was there. She did a kids program.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was summer 16.
Yeah.
Summer 16. There was songs about summer 16.
Yeah, and it's been a fairy tale since then.
Yeah, yeah. And
we lived happily ever after.
Yeah, it's going great.
No stress whatsoever.
No stress.
The Disney movies are accurate. Everything gets fixed when you find your man. Just the heavens open up.
Yeah, that.
Rainbows and sunshine.
All of it.
So that's that.